bans can really take effect, especially after you've used one of your best picks. We're on to the Rift, or I should say the Abyss. Lucian versus Nasus, Doublelift versus Froggen.
Oh, this is the matchup that everybody thought we weren't going to see. The Nasus being available. So how will it be dealt with? Froggen's going to say, I'm actually just going to make you wait. You're going to wait for me. That's what he's saying right now. He's like, I'm just not going to let you have any kind of information on what I've got.
There it is, the Potion of Corruption. He gets the Tick of Talk, the Tick of Touch of Corruption for a bit once using it. Can still use it at full HP, so he may be able to add some extra damage onto Doublelift with a few hits. He's not going to want to get into the brush. Doublelift knows he has range advantage, so he gets up in the face of Froggen early. Already showing some of that aggression, but does miss that piercing light, unfortunately.
So, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Froggen is running the same thing again. No Keystone Mastery.
You don't say.
Taking Bandit and Perseverance as his masteries. 2 sets of, well, just a lot of tier 2s, I guess, at that point. He's taken 6, 12, 12. So we'll see how it goes. I guess meaningful choices also includes no choice. But the early game, this is how Doublelift has to control Froggen. Froggen wasn't there at the beginning, now he's getting zoned away. Spiritfire will deal a decent amount of damage, but the difference here is Doublelift is running a fair amount of MR. Has 42 right now. That's a lot more than we've seen when Lucians haven't had to take any. I believe it's 12 extra to his base.
See if Froggen realizes that. He probably already sees that it's not doing as much damage, so he has to be a bit more careful. He was much more aggressive in his other Nasus game by this point, giving Doublelift quite a bit of respect as they start this one off. One Potion of Corruption has been used to keep himself a bit healthy, but getting low on that mana means he's going to get pushed in real fast. It may take a lot of that turret damage, or damage at the turret, I should say.
But we saw a very similar thing from Froggen in the last set that he played as the Nasus, when he actually didn't mind losing a lot of CS early, because he was trading the health against Doublelift, which then, against his opponent, which then meant you couldn't trade into him because Nasus will wither you, he will catch up with you, and if you stay in Spiritfire for too long, he's going to take a lot of damage, but it's not the case this early on. Froggen's playing the waiting game.
I feel like this might almost be easier for him as well. That was, as we were talking about, Koro's Twin. A little more mobility in that sense as well. So in and out, Doublelift's kind of stuck in once he goes in. We'll see if Doublelift can keep it going. He's really getting bitten by that Spiritfire.
That's really significant. I think Doublelift actually took a turret shot right there. I was checking masteries at runes at the same time, but Froggen is, he's actually not too unhappy about this. Yes, he's 10 CS down, and that is a significant lead. Doublelift doesn't want to go for CS, though. So at some point, Doublelift is going to start trading the damage onto Froggen and start ignoring CS if his game plan is, as he was saying in the interviews. So I guess if you're Froggen, you don't mind too much.
I'm not here to get 100 CS. I'm here to take you down. I'm here to get 100 kills. That's a 1v1 Doublelift to play. Getting the light. Slap down on the dog. Still throwing up the fire. Doublelift trying to BM. You know they can talk to each other as well. You can see Doublelift talking a little bit of trash, whether he's saying this or that. Doesn't seem like Froggen has too much response. Oh, there it is. Now he's gone. Maybe Doublelift was just long-winded.
Oh, he didn't quite stop the recall. So Froggen wanted to get that cannon wave out, so it's just going to force Doublelift to deal with the wave if he wants it to reset by the time he gets back. So Doublelift may choose to recall after this, may actually hold on, because right now he's got 1200 gold, so he's going to look for likely that Doran's then Null Magic Mantle, I would imagine, if he wants to at least try and survive in this matchup. Problem is, that would tell me he's going for CS.
Yeah.
If he picks up Null Magic, he's going for CS. He picks up damage, so he's looking to go closer towards the kill.
Basically 10 waves out from that 100 right now, so Doublelift just has to wait on the time. Froggen has all of that at this point, playing on Nasus. That's all Nasus has in the top lane. Now to the mid lane for Abyss. But coming up on level 6 as well. Looks like you're right, he did take that barrier as I look back up to Froggen summoner spells. The Spiritfire actually not ticking as hard as he thought it would. Does get his Q down.
You can see Doublelift only really taking aggro from the melee minions. Yeah. Easy to kite away from those, but was taking damage from the Spiritfire. And you can see, again, just extra damage going down onto Doublelift. With that Potion of Corruption has been used once by Froggen. Doublelift just has to be patient. He can't go too aggressive melee. The range minions have aggroed as well here.
Oh my word, Froggen getting exactly what he wants. Threw down that exhaust, so he's missing that. Doublelift with double summoners now, and a bit more damage, but Froggen can tank it all. He's just walking right into him.
I mean, at this point, will Doublelift concede a kill victory and maybe look to go for a CS victory? He's over halfway there already. And at this point, he has a significant lead. If he wants this game and can just dodge around Froggen for long enough, he should be able to close this out. The problem is, if he gets impatient and wants to go for the kill, he's not likely to burn through Froggen, because when Froggen actually recalls and picks up a Glacial Shroud, it will be tough to get through any of that armor.
I don't know if he could do it. That would be eating him up inside to go for that 100 CS.
It would be, and I think Doublelift is going to probably pick up that Serrated Dirk by the looks of it when he actually decides to go back. We saw that yesterday, just get that extra armor penetration, get the added damage, stops Froggen's recall as well. So that's a pretty important phase of plays here as this game is getting towards that 6-minute mark.
Let's see what it goes back, grabs for himself, holding in the base.
Ooh,
goes for the scepter.
Okay, I'm not so. Okay, so I'm not completely upset by that, because what that tells you is Doublelift is trying to play the smarter game, in that he now knows as long as he just trades, manages to dash out of Spirit Fire, doesn't take too much damage, he can regen the health pretty quickly here on the Lucian. So this may indicate Doublelift is looking for CS.
I like this. Just grab it now.
Yeah.
Yes. Not enough people actually do this, and he's stalling the minions as well to be closer to the turret, so they're going to swarm up. It's going to be harder for Froggen to get there if Doublelift can crush this down. Looks like Froggen will just be able to actually Spirit Fire right back out, no problem when he needs to.
Not really going to
counter back
push.
Fast enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, not you can do too much against an Nasus that is building AP with that Spirit Fire going down, but Doublelift's still in a good spot. The CS gap has started to close ever so slightly, but Froggen won't be too worried about that right now.
All right, that's one way to do it. Sometimes you have to actually go aggressive. You dodge out instead of walk through it.
Really smart, though, by Froggen, because he positions Spirit Fire in such a way that if Doublelift goes back towards his tower, he withers him and forces him to take more damage. Knowing that the cannon minion was right in front of him, Doublelift have to tank so many minions there that he did lose a fair amount of health. He's trading back onto Froggen.
He has that Ignite. He goes forward. He will not throw it down until the barrier goes off. His exhaust hit. Now the Ignite goes down. Doublelift firing away. A few more shots, but he's out of mana, and the Wither counts for Froggen, keeping him alive.
Froggen using that ultimate, using the barrier, did not have his exhaust available. Froggen has to play this very carefully here. His Doublelift, although he's low on mana, will just be able to send out auto attacks. Froggen has opted for the Dark Seal and one Cloth Armor rather than a Glacial Shroud here.
He may actually turn that into boots as well. He wants to be able to make sure he gets distance on Relentless Pursuit and everything he can off Wither. Doublelift, another Relic Steal on the side of Froggen. Definitely putting him behind. He will try to back here, get something for himself. Be missing a minion wave, 75 to 66. Doublelift getting closer and closer to the 100 mark.
This is a little bit risky by Doublelift to tank up those minions. He knew, however, Froggen couldn't really capitalize on it, but he's going to shove this into tower. Doublelift will be in a good spot here now. Nearly 20 CS up, 16 to be exact. Froggen didn't even wait in base for a full regen on his health because he's got the Corrupting Potion. Can't catch Doublelift before he goes back, and Froggen is basically in desperation mode right now. Every wave has to get killed quickly so that he can then force Doublelift to tank as many minions as possible. This late in the game, however, they don't do that much damage. It's not so significant, so Froggen has to just deny CS from Doublelift more than anything.
Don't know if that's going to happen right here with the amount of damage Doublelift has. He can just one-shot these after a turret shot, do that different damage. Actually, Ardent Blaze was a bit too much more than he wanted, and that minion gets missed, so he's only up to 86 now, but 14 away from that win. Just over 2 waves, and he will be good to go. Here it is. Here's one of those waves now, 9 minutes into the game. We are in the first of our best of 3 here. Froggen gets his Nasus again, and he has been playing quite well without that keystone. He just knows the summoners, the masteries, the runes that he needed.
And that was Froggen trying to set up the next rotation of spells here. His ultimate's available, exhaust is up. Every time he can just get damage down onto Doublelift, he's chipping him lower and lower, waiting for the point where he has to throw everything in. 92 CS for Doublelift right now. A wave and 2 minions will be enough to win him this game, but he's getting chunked.
Froggen's going hard. This damage to be put on, so Doublelift feels a bit more scared on the front line here. Froggen walks back. That damage trade is for the minions, but Doublelift still able to capitalize on one. And it looks like he may be able to squeak out even more. A nice Relentless Pursuit.
Dodges the damage. Doublelift, all you've got to do is get the CS from this point. Froggen right now Oh, takes a turret shot. That's so important
That
right
saved
now.
his minion as well. That minion was first going to go down if Doublelift didn't have the shot. He gets that one with Piercing Light. He should be able to get. He's gonna miss one.
He double tapped it.
Yep. He's gonna have
98. So 2 CS. Froggen pretty much has to. So run it, you strat, and just completely try and deal the damage. So I'm gonna take a look at the mastery, see what exactly we've got as we get into this one. First time we're seeing Olaf.
See what kind of plays. Love that Olaf skin. Froggen coming out. He is a warrior.
So
We got.
Froggen is heavy into armor, has
Okay.
extra movement speed, 25 extra, or 20 extra, and has 1 AP. What are you up to, Froggen?
Got him.
Got him.
Got him, boy.
I don't even need this rune to beat you.
I built a rune page. Just to disrespect. What are they saying? What are they throwing each other stuff right now? You got hand warmer? You need a hand warmer? I got a hand warmer for you. See, like camaraderie while they're about to kick each other's ass. This is fantastic. Froggen and Doublelift. Game number 2. Froggen looking to tie it up, or Doublelift is going to go against his new mid laner, Bjergsen, in the finals. It would be an absolutely ridiculous 1v1 finals from what everything happened, how everything happened throughout the tournament so far for the 2015 All-Stars. And right now, Doublelift, I thought he was an All-Star since the beginning. We'll see if he can prove that for us right here. Froggen looking to shut that down.
Oh, Froggen will have a little bit of trouble early on here because obviously melee into ranged.
Take it!
He's not gonna take it. He's not silly at this point. Just simmer down, everyone. At this point,
Simmer down.
no need to go aggressive. Froggen managed to get 3 CS up the first wave. He's just gonna play the waiting game for a little bit. Olaf, not really the strongest single ability champion.
Also with orange shield to start, he's gonna let these hit the turret. Awkward hit coming in from the undertow means he misses quite a bit here. Nice one attack to save that one for himself. Doublelift is actually kind of making the turret target him and then target the minions, so it's screwing up Froggen just a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Just setting off that timing. And look at the damage that Froggen just took from Doublelift, who is running Grasp of the Undying. Just that tick from the poison here from Twitch is just going to do so much to stop Froggen in the early game. Man, this is really starting to hurt.
Imagine if you just went hard AD and put out a touch of corruption potion on Twitch. That was
Oh, even stop the recall at this point. You know, Froggen, he went Doran's shield just to reduce the damage initially, try and just survive through taking that reduced basic attack damage, but Doublelift isn't having any of it. He's getting more CS right now. Froggen has actually got a fairly decent number in 12 when it comes to melee into ranged, but Doublelift may just be on for a CS victory. Froggen's going to have to look to get a whole bunch of damage because Olaf is not a champion that you expect is just going to get to 100 CS and be like, sweet, play the patient game.
He will never live down the 100 CS throughout the NALCS this year if he actually does that. In his own environment, usually in the side lane farming, trying to get just that. Almost gets the stop on that one. Able to back, and Froggen will come back to lane now. Gets himself a Doran's Blade, so he's going to be doing a bit more damage. A lot of what he was lacking there to make Doublelift push off the minion wave. But again, Doublelift crashing that wave into the turret in just a few seconds. Oh, he actually holds it. So it goes back.
Look at these minions. They're actually in kind of a rough spot here.
That was a great
when it comes to being able to last hit. So Froggen has to now trade his health to keep the minions in the wave. Does get that one, so will actually be okay from that. It's not too bad a scenario to be in. Could have been a lot worse if Doublelift had been a couple of seconds ahead on pushing it in.
So just over a 10 CS lead is what Doublelift had when he went back. Froggen starting to close that, but we'll see Doublelift bring it right back up to a number that he likes in just a few seconds. Only 4 minutes in here, and it's been a very patient Doublelift, even though he did quite a bit of damage to Froggen with that aggressive play that he usually puts out. One undertow and a big minion wave. Could have been a chase, but they don't decide to do it with one minion there.
Yeah,
Froggen doesn't.
Yeah, Froggen missed the mark there, actually. He threw it out. Doublelift did juke left instead of right. But now you can see Doublelift has to respect Froggen. Does have the level advantage for now.
He has CS advantage as well if he can get him off the minions, but he's got a huge wave to pick up here. Looks like he'll clean it up nice and easy. He understands the turret damage very well as he just lets him run right in.
Oh, as long as that left one doesn't get aggroed by the minions. Oh, Doublelift had to rush it. Good play, actually, to make sure he gets it. He did trade cooldowns. Okay. Froggen's going in.
Okay. Oh, nice dodge on that one. Actually throws down the invisibility. He's good. He don't know where I am.
Froggen's like, I don't care. I'm just going to throw axes. Throw axes into the abyss. Just see what I hit. He's hitting a lot, actually. Froggen, no mana if he does go in here. Does have a health potion available, has that biscuit, but it's not going to do all that much, so has to back away.
A lot of free time Doublelift has had this game to just farm away, so no problem for him. He's feeling real good on this one, but it could mean, again, he's going for that 100 CS. Again, going to start stealing the relics, start to play that strategy up. Long swords for Froggen to come out here, and at one point he could probably beast on Doublelift. This ultimate's going to be up very soon, and he can chase Doublelift down. You saw how much Doublelift had to run from just the previous engage.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, Doublelift has once again gotten another ultimate, however, that is going to let him get to 95 CS and just kill the wave in front of it.
So, oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's going like, what can I kill the wave the fastest with that's AD carry? So, oh, Twitch, got it. Oh, got it. However...
Where's the MF?
Yeah, just bullet time the wave. I mean, MF's actually pretty strong. The only problem about this is when you have such highly skilled mechanical players, you just have to assume they're going to dodge the double up. Like, they won't be standing in the right cone. Oh, whoa! He's gone to fountain!
Froggen's back alive. He's in the right fountain. He's going to be facing off against Doublelift once again. Nothing's changed except for the champions. The players are still the same. May have some runes and masteries on the other side, but Doublelift still wants an AD carry, and he still wants to go aggressive. Quinn has just that in her pocket, and not a touch of corruption, or a corrupting potion, I should say, for Froggen. To start out with Brand, he's got to know that Doublelift has that advantage already, so he just hangs out.
So what is the name of the game here for Froggen? Is it all in level 2 like we're expecting? Has he kind of crafted something else here?
I don't know.
Just
I mean, if he hasn't used everything yet, I'd be very surprised at that. But he could come out with some more flair if they could do it. Fire versus Ice. This is the last Ice member in right now.
Okay, tension is rising. So this could be a quick one if Froggen can hit that stun, but needs that level 2 first. Won't be able to get it, obviously, with the level 1. Waiting to see exactly what he's running. It is Curse the Undying.
Doublelift just missed a CS. Yeah, that's the wear and tear, man. He is not ready for this long haul right now. There's a bit of damage. Does get the blind on. Almost a blind Q. Nice try by Froggen. He tries to predict the direction. But that Harrier, that's where you have to watch out for Quinn. Getting Harrier stacking. That 1E and that 1Q. You just be tearing Froggen apart.
Oh, it's so annoying when you chain it. It's like E auto, Q auto. Ugh.
Yeah.
Just always stick on top of it.
But it feels great when you're Quinn.
Oh, it does. Like Huni just flying around the map. Like, I do like seeing a Quinn do well, but only if it's on my team.
Yeah.
I think everybody.
Not the case.
It's the same with like Rengar.
That's true. It's one of those all or nothing. They're either doing amazing, really high highs, or super low.
Just a mobile ward. Not really too much need for warding on Howling Abyss outside of just a little crush. So at this point, Froggen, the burn passive there did run out on Doublelift. Couldn't quite get the stun. Doublelift goes in.
All right, gets the stack on that one. He's going to be able to do half health onto Froggen, but he also has half mana, so Doublelift has to worry about that stun. You can already put together those two to get the passive. Looks like they're just going to keep it safe. Doublelift obviously not getting that tick down. Can't attack as long from Twitch and get in and out. So he's being a little more patient this game. Usually he's had Froggen down quite low by this point.
Yeah, he has done, but you know, on the other side of that, Froggen didn't go anything like death by a touch. The actual initial damage isn't that much when you look at it. It's a nice little added bit of damage when it comes to ticking down, but Froggen wanted to sustain here, has opted for Grasp of the Undying, and Doublelift is just playing around his minions so that even if Pillar of Flame hits him, he's able to just dart back in, not allow the Q to come out from Froggen.
Also, it's neat if Doublelift can attack Froggen. Like at this point, he might take a pillar, but he won't take a Q. Maybe an E after. It's not going to stun him because he can vault in his minions, keep that range, keep that safety of the shield, and then just play it safe. Right now, doing that with the back line of 3, tries to squeak that blinding assault by the minions. Can't get the Froggen Harrier tag either. So Froggen back out to a reset lane, only down 1 wave.
Yeah, that is a fair amount though this early on. Of course, Brand with the Doran's ring doesn't exactly have the greatest amount of AD when it comes to taking out minions as they drop low. Of course, as we were talking about, you've got to set up the melee ones first. 1 auto, a tower shot, and then 1 auto is the kill on the melee minions. But couldn't quite get the combo there on Doublelift. Doublelift wants to go in, level 5.
That's almost like an Anivia combo. You throw out the W and the Q mid-air, Alt E, you get the damage. So Froggen using a bit of that technique to his advantage. Almost getting double lift on a few stuns. They're about same health, a little bit low on mana. Hitting those Qs, he's gonna be able to get good sears off.
One thing I'm interested in this matchup specifically with the summoners is the barrier I want. So normally it's very good against the Ignite, just because it you know, keeps you alive for more than Ignite deals damage. But with Brand, with the ticking damage, I actually wonder whether it's enough. Between Brand's passive, plus I assume later on Froggen may even pick up like a Corrupting Potion. That's a lot of tick damage that is just going to outlast the barrier shield.
I was thinking about it before, but once you said Grasp the Undying, I was like, maybe that's why he started Doran's, doesn't have just triple tick stack.
Yeah.
And then he kind of would go for it later if he could. Right now, no back just yet for either. Looks like Doublelift could go to try to get his first. He might want 6 before he does this, because then it would be easier to get back to lane with Valor.
Yeah.
I think that may be the case with him being seen. He does wait it out, understands that that might happen for him, and he's actually going to get Froggen on the back here. He thinks Doublelift is backed. Oh, but he stopped him. Now you're both going to get the minions.
Yeah.
That almost worked out super well, but the minion or the damage is going to be effective.
Yeah, I wonder Froggen right now. Of course, he isn't going to be able to burst through Quinn quite as well. That is the one thing Barrier will help out with. So no easy burst down onto Doublelift, but for these minions, there's only a few. You may see Froggen just throw out the ult, because obviously Brand ult, not great if you're the only target in the lane. If there's 2, maybe 1 minion there, a full health minion, you might get it to bounce 2 or 3 times. Not into a full wave though, unless you're just trying to push it.
Yeah,
is,
you can't just throw it out all willy-nilly, man.
Yeah.
You have to be very precise.
There it goes.
Or you can be super willy-nilly with it.
So he gets
it's whatever your preference is.
So he got 1 bounce and pushed off the minions. So even though Doublelift was going back, it's not the best ult, but it's also not the worst at this point. You can see the cooldown has already gone about 1/8 of the way through. So it's not the longest of cooldowns. When you recall, you can get back to lane. So not quite as fast as Doublelift.
No, I'm just kidding. He's not going that fast.
This is like playing Mario Kart when your friend's like 50 cc and you're like, but I play at 150. Come on, man. It's going to take us like 20 minutes.
You can go faster. Well, maybe see if he gets the boots. I don't think it's going to be that much help here. He does go for the Hex Drinker, though, to start off the rings. The Kasing effect falling over here to Froggen now. He did this for the regen on his biscuits, so
yes,
he's going to take that.
It's a decent amount of AP. No extra mana, though. Froggen taking a lot of damage.
A little sting there.
So yeah, no real extra mana regen. It gives you 100 base mana, so no real help over a long period of time, but does give you plus 25% extra healing from potions. So it's all about sustain for Froggen.
Oh, the stun and the fall. I don't think Froggen knew that he got it right away. Took a second to auto attack there, but maybe he just didn't have enough to trade as well. Advantage to Froggen.
He used his Ignite there, though. Didn't have his ultimate available. I think if ult had been up, with that Ignite, he may have been okay. Didn't even get Doublelift low enough for the Hex Drinker to pop yet. And that's what Froggen's kind of trying to play for here. Trying to conflagrate the wave. Ooh, hits Doublelift again. But that Hex Drinker is still available. Froggen
may really be in the advantage here. His mana is not going everywhere. Every time he casts these spells, the regen he has on Brand at this point is gigantic. That's the Pyroclasm coming out. He goes back, though, with the slow vault. He knew the chase was not there, but he gets Doublelift Summoners, both of them down. So feels good about having that exhaust up on Froggen's side.
But you can see Froggen, without real big ticket AP items, doesn't have the damage to burn all the way through the barrier. Only got a couple of hits off. So at this point, didn't have the Ignite, didn't use the exhaust, wasn't really in that kind of spot where he needed it. But look at the CS difference. Haven't really touched on it all that much yet, but 74 to 53. Doublelift may be looking to win for, what, a 4th time? This is a big CS lead here. I think would this actually definitively prove that Doublelift could say he's better than Froggen? Like, actually definitively here. 4 wins back to back to back to back.
This is true.
Or is Froggen going to be like, nah, I beat myself. Half of those, I beat myself.
That's still losing.
That is true. That is still losing.
Let's get serious about this. That's still losing. Well, 79 is, like you said, a Doublelift's belt right now. Went back for another long sword, so he figures that Froggen's just going to be the one taking most of the damage here. Gets hit out of Valor.
Nope.
And will not be flying.
He won't. But you saw that a lot when with the Quinn players using Valor
blew
just
his mana to do that.
Yeah, because of the fact that there's really no cooldown on it. You can just fly around, push the wave, get your minion, get your health relic, use the arrows to do a lot of AoE damage, but he's got to be careful he doesn't get hit too much. Doublelift tanking minions.
He found an opening, threw his ward down at the same time. I don't know how he got another finger to do that. That was pretty crazy.
Throw everything.
Damage, but the spell reel was used incorrectly by Froggen there, trying to determine where to go with it. The pillar and then the Q, just missing.
And the thing is, Doublelift doesn't have to do this. He is winning on CS right now.
Yeah.
If he maintains his health,
Oh, fancy feat.
if he maintains his health, he just wins on CS.
No, he didn't get it. Okay, I thought he did. That's the pyroclasm. It's going to bounce back to him. Hex Drinker sated. Now Froggen moving in. The pillar can reach from range, but he will not try to go for it. He does have an advantage on pushing lift off the minions, so the QW might have just ended in there with the passive.
Yeah, I think WQ auto would have killed. Doublelift, you don't need to play for the kill. Recall, you have enough time on Quinn to just get back into lane. That's exactly what he's doing right now. I think Doublelift just wants to be done with this. He's like, I don't want to play this game anymore, Froggen.
Play for a kill or have nightmares for the rest of your life that you lied to yourself and CS'd every semifinal 1v1 game in front of your fans.
There's nothing like getting caught out on going back on your word. So, Doublelift is in a good spot right now. 88 CS to the 71. This one is in the books. Pretty much for Doublelift. Yeah. It would only be Doublelift that would undo himself here.
He's got Valor, but he's going to eat crow soon. 12 CS here. 88 to 71 for Lift. Froggen, he knows he can just get in Froggen's face and say, get off these minions. I need 11 more, please.
And this is fine, because look at Doublelift's health right now. Barrier not quite available, though.
If that was just in the turret range, that would have spelled bad news. Bears in a third game coming in, but game point for Doublelift, looking to face off against his new mid lane, a TSM. Doublelift versus Bjergsen and just about 600 more HP of Froggen, but he keeps himself alive. And both of them go back to farming a bit. It's 7 CS left for Doublelift.
Doublelift gets caught again. I thought you were going to say 600 remakes, because that seems to be where we're going with this. But Doublelift pretty much has the win. 5 CS to go for Doublelift. He does sidestep the Pillar of Flame. 3 more, just the melees from this wave, will win the game for Doublelift. He's got Froggen super low. Froggen does have Ignite up. If he's going to go, he's going to have to go now. 2 left to go.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Doublelift actually goes for the kill.